Hey folks, welcome back to another review with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today, I'd like to take a look at this guy right here. Now, last week, I did a little comparison video between the Black Series box and the regular basic version of Star Wars Risk, or the Black Series edition, or whatever you want to call it. Actually, it's called Risk Star Wars edition. And really, you need to put quotes around Risk because it really isn't Risk. I'll get to that in just a few moments, though. But today, what I'd like to do is actually take you through a walkthrough of the game and show you how it's played, give you a little bit of a playthrough example, and then we'll talk about my final thoughts afterwards. So let's get to it. The whole point here is for the Rebels to destroy the Death Star. That's how the Rebels win, is by destroying this little ball of joy. And then, but in order for them to do that, they have to first move their Rebel track up to this spot right here where the shield generator is destroyed, thus now enabling the fleet to attack the Death Star itself. All right, so that's how the Rebels will win the game. The Imperials will win the game if all of these ships are destroyed. All of the blue, yellow, and gold ships and the Falcon and all of these ships out here are destroyed. If that is the case, the Empire has won, regardless of what happens on this track, regardless of what happens over here. The battle between Luke and Vader doesn't really have anything to do with these other battles. However, you do get a bonus if you defeat the other side. For example, if the dark side, if Darth Vader defeats Luke Skywalker, the Empire player will be able to take 4 order cards and add it to the bottom of their order pile, which is huge. It means they'll be able to get 4 extra turns on top of their regular 3 in one round. So they'll have 7 orders instead of just 3 for one round, while the Rebel player will only have 3. If Luke defeats Vader, then the Rebel player will be able to take 3 extra order cards and put it on the bottom of their order pile, meaning that they will get 6 order cards instead of just 3. So again, while this doesn't directly affect either of these battles over here, this will definitely help one side or the other. Now, there is an extra thing here. These 3 spaces have the little lightning around Vader's health track. And once Vader gets down into this realm right here, the Rebel player has a card with Vader's head on it. Let me go ahead and get one shown for you, like this right here. And if Vader is in this area and this card or a card with that symbol is played on it, then Luke Skywalker can redeem Darth Vader, which means that he will then be able to get that bonus as well. So there's 2 ways to defeat Vader: an outright victory or redeeming him once he gets down to low health. At the beginning of the game, each person will take 6 cards from their deck, after shuffling them, of course. 6 cards from their deck and put them into their hand. And then once they have their hand, they will take and choose 3 of the cards that are in this and place them face down in a specific order. Which means that you can program how you want your turn to go, but you don't know what your other person is doing as well. And so now, with the Rebel player going first, they would take the first turn each round. They flip over their first order card. Now, this order card allows them to either activate one of their Y-Wing squadrons or advance the Rebel party on the Battle of Endor. So we're going to go ahead and advance the Rebel party on the Battle of Endor. And by doing that, you take all 5 dice and roll them, and you're trying to get a number equal to or greater than the number that is on each of these squares here. And you'll see that as you go higher, the number gets higher, thus making it a more difficult roll. All right, so we take 5 dice and roll them. All right, so that is all of them are 2 or higher. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Imperial player will turn over their first order card. This card allows them to either place stormtroopers along the track which raises the number by 1 for each space, or we can have the executor move and attack, or have the executor launch another squadron of TIE fighters. We're going to go ahead and have them do the Battle of Endor though, because that's kind of important. So we're going to take 3 stormtroopers and add them to that symbol, that line. Then the rebel player gets to do their second action. This one allows them to either activate a B-wing squadron or attack Vader with Luke. We're going to go ahead and attack Vader with Luke. And the way he does that, if he sees on the board here, it says you attack at 46, and if he gets a 4 or higher, it's a hit on Vader. All right, so 46, looking for 4+. Ooh, that was a bad roll. Completely, a total whiff. All right, so the Empire lucked out there. So now the next Empire order is either we can shoot the Death Star cannon at one of these home ships out here that are carrying the reinforcement squadrons, or we can add 3 more stormtroopers to the Battle of Endor. If we do that, we would add 3 more, but once these are gone, there's only 9 of them, you won't be able to play any more. So what we're going to do right now, since part of the Empire's whole scheme is to get rid of all of the fighters, we're going to go ahead and attack with the Death Star cannon. And by doing that, we roll 2 dice, and we're looking for 5s or 6s. We're shooting at this guy right here. All right, so 2 and 3, that's a miss. No worries there. Go to the Rebels' third. This allows me to activate the Falcon, a B-wing squadron, or attack Vader with Luke. We're going to go ahead and do that again since we missed the first time. And we're going to roll 4 dice, looking for 4s or higher. 1, 2 hits and 2 misses. So Vader will go down by 2 hits. And then the Empire player can either attack with one of its TIE fighter squadrons, or use Vader to attack Luke. We're going to go ahead and use Vader to attack Luke. And he rolls also 46. And we're also looking for 4s or higher to get hits on Luke. All right, so we have 1, 2 hits and 2 misses. So Luke goes down by 2 as well. At this point, we are at the end of the round, and each player will take their hand of cards and add 3 cards to it, giving them 6 again. And then they will choose to have their order pile. We get to choose 3 cards. So in the beginning of round 2, we take the top Rebel card and flip it over. Y-Wing or Battle of Endor. We're going to go ahead and do the Battle of Endor. So we're going to roll all 5 dice, and we're needing to get equal to or greater than these. But the Stormtroopers add 1 to all of these. And so with my Y-Wing squadron, I'm going to move these guys over here. And this will give me 4 dice, because there's 4 ships here, and we will be able to hit these TIE fighters here. TIE fighters you're looking for a 3 or better to hit. So the Y-Wings are going to shoot with their 4 dice. We're looking for 3 or better. We get 2 hits out of the 4. So 2 are removed from the game. They do not come back to here. Any TIE fighters that are destroyed are removed from the game. They cannot be redeployed. All right, so that was a successful attack. Not as good as we would have liked it to be, but it was successful. The last Imperial attack, we can either attack or launch more, or we have this ability here, which means that we can simply just do 2 damage to Luke. It's the Emperor attacking Luke. And so we'll place that card there, and Luke takes 2 damage. And then we would go to the third round, where we would draw back up to 6 cards in our hand, choose the order pile, and so forth and so on. And that's how the game would continue until either the Death Star is destroyed or all Rebel ships have been cleared from the board. So that is Risk the Star Wars Edition, the Black Series. In my comparison video, I kind of led on that the Black Series is really the better of the two versions, and it really is. If you're looking at getting this game, I would really encourage you to go with the Black Series. It just has the chrome, the niceties that us board gamers are kind of used to. The basic version had a little bit of wonkiness to it as far as the components were concerned and all that kind of stuff. So if you're going to get the game, I would encourage you highly to get the Black Series version of the game. Now, as far as gameplay is concerned, this game is not balanced, but who cares? I really don't. Frankly, the Imperials should have won that battle, but in the movie, the Rebels won. So making it so that the Rebels have somewhat of an easier way, I get it. It's okay. I don't mind. It's just a game. It's just a dice-chucking game that plays really fast. And when you're done with your first game, you can switch sides and play again. And whoever beat the other person the worst is the actual winner. That's okay. That's fine. No problems at all. We don't have to have absolute balance in our games. But just understand that it is kind of easier to win as the Rebels. Is this a large, thinky game? No, not even close. Is it a thematic, fun, quick, dice rolling game? Yes, it is. So that's the level of game that you're really looking at here. There's not a whole lot of depth. It's just some dice chucking fun. There is a little bit of strategy because you get your hand of 6 cards, and you can pick which 3 you're going to play that round. So there's a little bit of programming that's there. That is a cool thing, I think. So you do have a little bit of control. It's not just a random luck fest, although there is a lot of luck in it. So with all that being said, my final thoughts are this. If you're a Star Wars fan, I think you'll enjoy this game. Even though it's light, even though it's easy, it is far better than just regular Risk. It is basically Queen's Gambit light. And I actually like this one a little bit better than Queen's Gambit simply because it's faster. That's the only reason why. Well, not the only reason why. Second reason why is I didn't like the levels of Queen's Gambit. It looked really cool on the board, but my meat hooks, it was made me anxious trying to navigate my models in those different levels of the palace. But hey, that's not this. All in all, I'm going to give this... I'm going to go ahead and give this 2 thumbs up. And the reason I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up is because it's light, it's fun, it's something I can play with my family easily, and it's something that not only me and my family will enjoy, I can play it with other gamers and will enjoy it as well. So it has that diversity that I'm really looking for in most of my games. And so there you have it. See you on the flip side, folks.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.